What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we're going to take a look at another strong team that you guys can use in the Sinnoh Cup. This team comes from PvPoke's top performing teams, that being Drifblim, Magnezone, and Empoleon. Double steel line with Empoleon safe swap to draw those fighters or Gastrodon to get yourself shield advantage. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this team and these battles. Let's go and get right into it. Alright, getting into the first battle, we have Drifblim on the lead versus Bastiodon. Worst case scenario right here, we're going to go straight into Empoleon, get ahead on energy. Second worst case scenario, we come into a Gastrodon right here. But what's great about Empoleon is we can really set ourselves up for shield advantage by throwing Hydro Cannons right here. So we do get a shield, which is beautiful. They will fully farm us down, which is very unfortunate for us. But thankfully, Gastrodon is typically throwing resisted moves with Mud Slap, Body Slam, and Earth Power. This is why Drifblim's so good against it. Now, you need to watch out for Water Pulse. This move, as we see right here, does a lot of neutral damage. So now I have to respect the Gastrodon right here, but I also have to commit to the full farm down in order to take advantage of this game and try to win it. So I will have to shield right here. This is going to be another Water Pulse, which is beautiful. Thankfully, that wasn't a Body Slam. And now we just got to commit to the hard farm down with Hex right here. But unfortunately, they get to another charge move. Now, I'm going to let this go. If it's Water Pulse, so be it. But if it's Body Slam, we now have a win con opportunity. So what we're going to do here is we're going to throw Shadow Ball versus the Bastiodon. This does a lot of neutral damage against this massive tank, and we need all the damage we can get. So we do throw the Shadow Ball, which is great. We're going to go ahead and swap into Magnezone right here, and we see a Gallade now come in, which is still tough for us to handle, but not unwinnable, as typical fighters like Toxicroak and Lucario are very tough because of counter, but thankfully Magnezone right here does really well. So what we're going to do is we're going to go for double Wild Charge. They may just no shield the Wild Charge, which is kind of what I'm hoping they do. But they decide to shield it, which is unfortunate for us. So we're going to go ahead and go for one more Spark right there and then go for a Wild Charge right here in order to take out the Gallade. Boom! One-shots it right there. We do see Bastiodon come back in. So we're going to go ahead and go for Wild Charge. And did you guys notice my switch clock right there? The timer's coming right back up. Wild Charge does a lot of neutral damage. And we're going to go ahead and swap and go for one Hex and go for the Shadow Ball to close this game out. This is why I said you guys really need that energy on the Drifblim. And thankfully, we were able to boom it right there. And that is going to be a good game. Very well played. Alright, moving into the next one, we got Drifblim on the lead versus Gliscor. Alright, so Gliscor obviously weak to our charge moves with Icy Wind, but it does have access to Night Slash, which is very dangerous. Now, they do swap directly on the charge move, which is a good swap on them into Empoleon. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and come into the mirror fight as we are basically ahead with our attack, right? Their attack was lowered from Icy Wind, which is going to allow us to win this matchup a bit better. Plus, we can come out of here with some energy and apply shield pressure back as well. So we're going to go ahead, build up to, basically I should build up to 5 since I got a fast move through, but I'm just going to go ahead and throw the one Hydro Cannon right here to take out Empoleon. But they decided to shield, which is fine, so I'll go ahead and go for the next Hydro Cannon right here. This will either get 2 shields, which is definitely advantageous for us, or we win switch. We're going to go ahead and win switch, and we have 2 shields still. So things are looking very, very good for us in this situation. So let's see what they decide to come in with. It's going to be Probopass. At first, I thought it was going to be Bastiodon, which would be very tough, but thankfully it was Probopass. Now, we do get to the Hydro Cannon right here, but I'm going to need those 2 shields for Gliscor. Remember, it still has a lot of loaded energy, so we're going to need 2 shields. I'm also going to come in with Magnezone here versus Probopass. We're going to be resisting all the charge moves there from Magnezone, which is very ideal. And we will most likely see a swap into Gliscor at some point here. For when it does, we're just going to go ahead and throw the Wild Charge, even though it is resisted. It's only single resisted, so it still does a lot of damage, as you guys will see right here. As you can see, yeah, a lot of damage right there. We're now going to come in with Drifblim, but we are at an energy disadvantage, but this is why we have that shield advantage. So we're going to go ahead and give up 2 shields here to basically secure this matchup. The first Night Slash gets blocked, but they get the boost. My goodness. Sorry, my voice is going right there. They get the boost, so we're going to go ahead and shield, obviously. Now, we got to be very careful. We're going to go ahead and go for a Icy Wind, as if they decide to shield this, things could look very dicey if they do land a Night Slash. But they decide to let it go. which is fine by me. I'm going to go ahead and go for an Icy Wind here versus Probopass, as lowering the attack against the Pokemon that is already going to be doing resisted damage to Magnezone is just really going to secure the win for us. Plus our Magnezone has Mirror Shot, which is really low energy, that it's going to do enough damage to take this thing out. So we're just going to go ahead, let the Rock Slide hit us, and then come in with Magnezone, which we already have energy for. We're going to throw the Mirror Shot right away, force that final shield, and then it's going to be a race to the next charge move, but I don't think they have enough energy in order to take us out. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, they're one spark away right there. This charge move, most likely going to be Rock Slide. It could be a Thunderbolt, but let's see. It is going to be Rock Slide, not enough to take us out, and we do spark down. That is going to be a good game, very well played. Very close one right there. Right, moving to the next one. We have Drifblim versus Toxicroak. All right, a very positive lead here for us. We do see a swap into Abomasnow, so I go into Empoleon right here. In hindsight, I probably should have gone into Magnezone, but that's okay. We're going to play this out with the decision that we did make in the moment. Now, Energy Ball lands. I decided to no-shield, thinking it was going to be a shield bait, but the Energy Ball landed, which is very unfortunate. But what's great about Empoleon is its typing, right? Water Steel. We double resist these Powder Snow, so it's not doing anything. So even though they did land an Energy Ball, it's going to do absolutely nothing to us. Plus, we have enough energy right now, so I'm going to shield. We're going to have enough energy right here to get a Drill Peck off. As you guys see, the Drill Peck came up. This is going to get us switch back, or we get 2 shields, which I think is going to be very good for us. We get 2 shields instead. So they really want switch, and they threw energy, which is really, really good for us. So we're going to let this go. We're going to come in with Magnezone now and farm down. Basically, we're going to overload a bit on energy and then go for a Mirror Shot to farm down. So Magnezone's going to go ahead and come in. We're going to get hit with an Energy Ball or a Weather Ball. This is most likely going to be a Weather Ball right here. It's going to hurt, but if I overload on enough energy, we're looking very good to be able to Wild Charge the Toxicroak. So we're just going to go ahead and build up a little bit more and then go for Mirror Shot right here. This is going to take out the Abomasnow, and we'll likely be seeing Toxicroak come back in. So let's see how this plays out. Here comes the Toxicroak. We go for the Wild Charge now. This just does so much neutral damage in this matchup. It's really, really awesome. Boom! We swap into Drifblim, and they swap into Probopass right here. Now, thankfully, this was not a Bastiodon. If it was a Bastiodon, it would have basically been a good game, but Probopass is a winnable matchup because of Shadow Ball. As you guys can see, that does quite a bit of neutral damage, and we have a shield ourselves, so the only way they can win this matchup is if they get to 2 Rock Slides before we get to 1 more Shadow Ball, but because we are ahead on energy from before, we are looking very good, so we're going to go ahead and just throw the Shadow Ball, and that is going to be a good game, very well played. So even though we lost that mid-game, we were able to recover because we got shield advantage yet again. So good game to my opponent right there. All right. Moving to the next one, we got Drifblim versus Magnezone on the lead. Now, this is a quote-unquote losing matchup because of Wild Charge, but it's a Shadow Magnezone, which means Icy Winds are actually going to really hurt this thing. Plus, if they go for Wild Charge right away, which I'm guessing they might do right here, which it is, and we shield it, Icy Winds now are a huge threat. So we're just going to go ahead, go for an Icy Wind right here. This should take out the Magnezone if they decide not to shield, but they will shield, which is fine. I'm going to go ahead and go for 1 more now, but we CMP tie. So I'm actually going to let this go, but it was a mistake. This is going to be a Wild Charge right there, which is unfortunate. But we're in a 1-to-1 shield right here. I want to bring in my Magnezone to get as much energy as I can, and they're going to go ahead and go for yet another Wild Charge. So I'm going to have to shield this right here. And hopefully they don't have Gastrodon in the back. That'd be a wrap for us. But let's see. It's going to be, what do they got in the back? They bring in a Drifblim, which means they're extremely weak to Magnezone, so I'm just going to go ahead and go for double Wild Charge right here, and then we'll swap straight into the Empoleon, basically to close this game out, making sure we clear our debuffs here from Magnezone. So here comes a Wild Charge, boom, watch out for your headphones, boom, one-shots it right there, and then we do have a Piplup, alright. Piplup, really spicy. It's got some cool moves, right? It's got Icy Wind, Hydro Pump, and I believe Drill Peck as well. But Daddy Empoleon right here is going to be able to handle this one easily because of Drill Peck. So this is going to be a good game to my opponent. But the evolved form still much more powerful in this mirror match right here. As we can see, they do land the Hydro Pump, but it's not enough damage. Oh, I think they have Bubble Beam as well. So we're going to go ahead, actually, yeah, they don't have Dropek. They have Bubble Beam, Icy Wind, Hydro Pump. But we're going to go ahead and go for Dropek, close this game out, and that is going to be a good game to my opponent. So thankfully, they didn't have Gastrodon, otherwise it would have been over. All right, moving to this next one, we got Lucario on the lead. A good lead for us, but a bad lead if they have energy. They're going to swap into Drifblim, so I'm going to go ahead and come in with Magnezone right here. What's great about this Magnezone matchup is Spark is just doing so much damage, as you guys can see. I'm going to respect the Shadow Ball, which it is. So now I'm just going to overload a bit on energy, and then I'm going to go for a Mirror Shot right here for neutral damage, as if they decide to shield, I can just go for another one right away. But let's see how this plays out. They decided to no shield it, which is fine. I'm going to go ahead and go for another one before they get to another Shadow Ball. That way I'm trying to force them to shield right here. I really would like even shields if I can get it, but they decided to let it go, which is fine. Now we are going to see Lucario come back in, so I'm going to go ahead and go for a Wild Charge. I over-tapped though. I should have gone for it right away, which is just a misclick by me, but that's okay. That way the Lucario doesn't get as much energy from me. But things are still looking pretty good for us. Now, we obviously need to watch out for the Shadow Ball here from Lucario, so we will respect it, and we will give up our final shield in order to try to win this game. So hopefully it is a Shadow Ball. It is going to be a Shadow Ball. That is looking very good for us. They decide to swap now into Frostlass, so I'm going to go ahead and go for our own Shadow Ball right here, trying to force that final shield from my opponent, which we do get. I'm going to build up a little bit more energy, and then I'm going to go ahead and swap into Empoleon right here, as Frostlass is going to have to throw 2 Shadow Balls in order to take us out. If they go for the Avalanche and try to undercharge it, it's not going to work out. So there's the first Shadow Ball. We're not going to throw any energy. I think my win con here is farming down with Drifblim, since they have to throw energy with Hex and then throwing a Shadow Ball, right? But they decided to undercharge it, which is fine. I'm going to go ahead and now go for a Hydro Cannon versus the Lucario right here, and this is going to do enough neutral damage to, boom, one-shot the Lucario, and that is going to be a good game. Very well played. Alright, so a dance of energy right there for us. Alright, so we got Skuntank now on the lead. I think this thing has Bite as well, so we're going to go ahead and swap, and sure enough it does. So we do see a Gastrodon come right in. But again, this is pretty good. Gastrodon obviously would massively destroy our Magnezone, so we want to see it here on the Empoleon. That way we can get a shield just like that. So hopefully we can get to another one, but usually you don't. It depends on how fast they are at swapping. Now we did sneak through another waterfall right there, but I think they got a Mud Slap on us, so I'm going to let this Body Slam go. And then we're going to bring in the Drifblim right here and fully farm down. Like we did in that first battle with the Bastiodon lead, we're going to do the same thing here. So hopefully they don't have Water Pulse. If they have Earth Power, Body Slam, things are looking very, very good for us. So we're going to go ahead, and they do have Earth Power. So this is actually really nice. We're just going to fully farm down, not throw in any energy. We're going to save it all for their lead. So let's see how this plays out. They're going to get to another one. That's fine. Body Slam doesn't do too much damage. Our typing is really solid here in this matchup. And they decide to swap back into Skuntank. So they switch lock themselves, which is unfortunate for them because I'm going to go ahead and Icy Wind it. We do get a shield, and now I'm going to swap into Magnezone right away, and I'm just going to go straight for Wild Charge. I could have overloaded a bit on energy. That would have probably been a better play, as Magnezone's power really comes from the energy, but we are going to see the Gastrodon come back in. We simultaneously KO each other, and there is a opponent Drifblim in the back, so I'm going to go ahead and go for Shadow Ball right here, so that is going to be a good game. That's why I said I should have overloaded on the Magnezone. That way I had energy. Boom! That way I had energy to take out Gastrodon, which would have come back in and farmed me down. So, good game. Alright, we got a Drapion here on the lead. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to catch the crunch while saving our energy. And we do swap into Empoleon, and we do catch the charge move right here. If it's Aqua Tail, that'd be beautiful. But it is going to be a crunch, so it still does a lot of damage. And we do see another Gastrodon come in. And we aren't going to get to... we are not going to get to that Hydro Cannon because we got that defense drop, which is unfortunate, but at least the Gastrodon is now on the field, and it's going to give our Magnezone a bit better play endgame. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go for Icy Wind versus Gastrodon. I know before I have farmed down, but what I really need to do is lower the attack of Gastrodon right here because it's got a lot of energy right now, especially if it has Water Pulse. So hopefully it doesn't. It's got Earth Power Body Slam. That is fine with me. And now we can fully commit to the farm down, still be at max energy versus the Drapion that is energy dry, while also not taking too much damage here from Gastrodon because we threw that Icy Wind. So we're looking really good. Body Slam doesn't do too much. Gastrodon goes down, so Magnezone has some free reign. We're going to go ahead and go for an Icy Wind here versus the Drapion. Let's see what they decide to do. They're going to go ahead and no-shield it, which is fine. I'm going to go for another one right here. Again, they were energy dry, so I'm not worried about a charge move hitting me right now. So this one should get a shield from my opponent, which it does. So I'm going to go ahead, go one more, and then swap into Magnezone to catch the charge move again. Playing catch the charge move here versus Drapion, so we catch the crunch, does a decent amount of neutral damage, and we see a Cresselia come in. This is now a huge win condition for us. Thankfully, there was no fighter in the back, which is what I was concerned about, but we're looking really good. We're going to let the grass knot go through. Our typing does really well here, and what we're going to do is just go for double wild charge. This is either going to get a shield and do damage, or we completely take out the Cresselia. So first one, no shield, that's fine. Second one, we're going to go ahead and throw it. They're probably going to no shield this one as well, but let's see what they decide to do. They decided to no shield that one, that's fine by me. And then we're going to go ahead and go for a mirror shot here versus the Drapion just to force... I believe they have no more shield, or one more shield left. Yeah, we do get the final shield, and now we'll go into Drifblim right here, and now go for a Shadow Ball. Even though this is resisted, it still does a lot of damage. So we go ahead and land it. We still have 2 shields, so we're going to go ahead and throw those up now to block the Aqua Tails and Crunches, and just do 1 Hex. And that is looking to be a good game. Very well played to my opponent right there. Alright, moving to the next one. We have Drifblim versus Empoleon, so it's always a tough one on this lead matchup as both Pokemon can do an incredible amount of damage to each other. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw the Shadow Ball here. I will give up a Shield versus Hydro Cannon as I want to do a lot of damage to this Empoleon with Shadow Ball if I can, or we get even shields, and then I'll just swap straight into my own Empoleon. So we do a lot of damage, that's fine. I'm going to swap into my Empoleon right here just in case they have a fighter in the back. We need to maintain Drifblim's health. So let's see how this goes. They're going to go ahead and bring in... Let's see. They bring in Drifblim right here. Okay, so things are looking pretty good. We're coming into a mirror fight, or not a mirror fight, but a similar fight from the lead. But this time we have energy advantage, so we're looking really good. We should be getting a shield right here from the opponent Drifblim. And they only did 4 hexes from what I remember when I was doing this battle. So this is just going to be Icy when we can no-shield that, and we're going to be able to get to another one in time. Now, my thought process here is they have something that is an anti-fighter as well. If they brought in Drifblim to Empoleon, there's got to be something like a Gliscor or a Frostlass in the back, which would not like Empoleon's damage. So let's see how this plays out. We're going to go ahead and swap now into Magnezone to catch the charge move, saving Empoleon, clearing debuff, and it still has energy. Going to catch the next Icy Wind as well. And let's see, I think I decide, yeah, they're going to go ahead and go for another charge move. I will shield this one right here. It's probably going to be a Shadow Ball, which it is, so that's a good shield right there on my part. We're going to overload on energy, and they do decide to, in fact, swap into Frostlass right there. So that's a good prediction on my part. Still saving Empoleon. I think I have maybe 3 waterfalls on it, or maybe 2, but Magnezone right here, incredibly strong, and we're just going to go for a wild charge to boom this thing out of the sky, even though we are debuffed. So, boom! Get out of here, Frostlass. Good game. We're going to go ahead and farm down, and that will be a good game. Very well played to my opponent right there. So that was our final battle. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. This team is incredibly strong. Drifblim, Magnezone, Empoleon. Basically, the thing you got to watch out for is going to be Gastrodon that's hidden in the back because it can destroy Magnezone. But as long as you can draw it out with Empoleon, things are looking very, very good for you. Even if you lose lead and lose switch, you have ability to close out endgame. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.